This is Fight Fans Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is BJJ Addict Radio. We are live. I don't even know if we're allowed to say that. It's probably trademarked by Bruce Buffer and the UFC, but I said it anyways. It's all good. So, Jer, what's poppin'?
Hello.
You're here.
I am.
You're gonna never believe that you're gone ever again. So, what's up?
Oh, I don't know.
No?
Not much.
No, same old?
Same usual.
Same usual.
How about you?
Yeah. Been very busy, so it's nice. But, Tuesdays I'm always happy because today we get to talk the most BJJ, even though every day I talk about it. But definitely my most exciting.
It's like therapy session for us.
Most definitely. So tonight we have on a guest, Matt Darcy, and I don't know about you if you heard about him before, but the first time I really caught wind of him is when we were interviewing Dave Camarillo.
Yep.
You too?
Yep.
And, I kept an eye on him ever since, and he's pretty legit, man. He's sharp, man. Like, it's crazy because you don't get to see people, but the ones that actually put out knowledge on YouTube, I respect that a lot because I get to see their technique and, see what they show and how they teach. And, man, I really enjoyed some of his videos I've seen.
Yeah.
Catch them?
I've seen a couple of his videos on YouTube a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But, I usually just look at stupid stuff on YouTube anyways.
You and me both. I got sidetracked. Bad lip reading.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It's awesome.
Man, I've had a good laugh.
Top 3 things I've been watching lately. I don't know.
Give me your top 3 things you've been watching lately.
1, that new Harlem Shake. It's ridiculous. If you guys watch YouTube, you probably know what I'm talking about. The second one,
yeah.
You got to check this out. If you're MMA or BJJ fan, check out this guy named Prebek, and he makes fun of like all the, the Gracies, the Anderson Silva, Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And the third one,
his voice for the Diaz brothers kills me when I hear it. So.
Yeah. As Steven Seagal one is ridiculous too.
So what's number 3?
Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got good stuff on that.
That's amazing. Is it really? Here's my top 3. Lately, bad lip reading. I'm watching a lot of that. Number 2 will have to go to. I've been watching a lot of This Is 50 interviews with Jack Thriller. He's a comedian. I'm huge into hip hop. I still love it so much and rap. So I've been watching a lot of his interviews, and they're funny as hell. I find with MMA or BJJ sometimes it's a little too serious. Why can't you just kick it with someone? When you're with a rapper in those interviews, they're always so laid back, and they don't treat them any differently. So I respect that, and it flows well for interviews. And number 3 is Ellen.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, number 3, I might catch some flack for this, but I don't give a shit. I really love Jenna Marbles.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I watch a lot of Jenna Marbles, so I think she's really funny. And, I said it. So that's about it.
Yeah, it's good. Usually when I'm on YouTube, I like to keep my mind off of jiu-jitsu for a bit.
Yeah.
And just watch funny videos. I mean, I get back into it.
Yeah.
I'll type in BJJ and watch some highlights.
Yeah.
And all that.
Actually, is it wrong that I only search for our own stuff?
Yeah, so do I too.
Okay. I have to see what pops up.
Yeah, just check our numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, also very egotistical on YouTube.
Oh, me too. On Facebook.
So I want to know what you think of this, and You know, like people, I don't want to bring up porn or porn sites, but you know how they connect and they have a ring of people, right? Like 9 sites all team up together.
Okay, yeah.
And then you go on one other site. This is what I've been hearing from my friend. They have a ring of people, and they're all networking and connecting. We're trying to do this on our own, so I'm thinking it's time, like us, Fight Fans Radio, we all start co-promoting our shit. Like, we get majorly connected.
Yeah.
Across North America, over to Europe. We need some people out in Europe. Hit us up.
Ireland.
Let's start. Yeah, Ireland. We got #1 fans out there. Their biggest demographic is in Ireland somehow. So, you know what I mean, though? Asia lockdown. Like, let's all co-promote.
Procreate, too.
Yeah. Let's be proactive. Like pro athletes. Let's get that money. So let's get out there, and anyone who wants to work together, hit me up. Let's see what we can do for each other. I don't want this to be lopsided. You know, a lot of people come to team up sometimes with the BJJ Addict, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, what are they going to do for us? Nothing. What can we do for them? Something. So I want something that works together, because I don't want to even team up with someone if they have nothing to offer. I want to be excited to pump their shit out and actually be a fan of theirs. And I'm a fan of a lot of people out there, so we all do the same thing. And I don't find their competitors. Actually, I'm a huge fan of everyone who covers BJJ. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Stuart Cooper Films. He just made a Mendez brother ones. They taught at Barolio's.
This stuff is good.
Dude, what a wicked little mini movie he made.
You should make one with Genghis Khan.
Yo.
Collab.
Dude, I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I hope BJJ Kumite new episode comes out soon.
Yeah, watch the 3rd one.
Yeah?
Pretty sick.
Yeah, it is, eh?
Yeah.
What did you think of them kind of like complaining about the prize money?
Yeah.
Was it weird?
I like the little thing they had at Lloyd Irvin, the collecting in the cone.
Did you? I thought it
funny.
really rude, man. I was
Whatever, you're there to...
Oh, man. I was like, oh, that was harsh.
At that point, when you're on YouTube, you know, like, I didn't even know, like, Dara or AJ Souza.
Yeah.
And I think that alone has given them opportunities to teach, you know, do seminars. So, you know, I can't really complain.
I agree with that part. I mean, they're averaging over 250,000 of views each episode. Yeah, people are going to figure out.
What was it, like $1,000 or $1,200
I
or
don't know,
something?
something like that.
Dude, you can do a seminar in one day, make that much money.
That's true.
You know, so.
That's a good point. That AJ Souza, that's his last name, right?
AJ Souza, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize, man, like, I heard about how legit he was when I was out in Miami a couple of years ago. I already heard his name ringing then, but I didn't know, like, he is that sick.
He's Popovich, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty sick. I want to get him on the show one day.
Pablo?
Yeah. No,
AJ?
both.
Yeah, of course, both. I've actually just been watching a lot of Pablo Popovich lately. He has his No-Gi Exposed, and he has another No-Gi Secrets, I think it's called. I'm not too sure. Is that what it's called? Anyways, No-Gi Guard. So let me tell you right now, legit, some of the best details I've ever hit and seen for No-Gi.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch out there that don't relate to me. So for some reason, this man who's built like a cartoon character and looks like He-Man, you know?
Yeah.
I could relate to his shit. It's pretty cool. So it's weird when you're small, right? You don't relate to big guys usually.
I'm all in the MG in action. Marcelo Garcia.
Hope you get paid for that plug, man. Hit us up. We need 25 cents for saying that. You know what, everyone? Speaking of that, MG in action, there's the Draculino training. Draculino has his own training.
Okay.
Also, and Galveo just started his own. Allgalveo.com.
Question is, they have
his online training's awesome?
Do they have a master chess player behind the scenes?
No.
That's crazy. You have somebody who's like a master chess player.
Have you never seen the movie still, eh?
Where?
The movie Finding Bobby Fischer.
Oh, with him?
Bobby Fischer. It's about his life, I'm pretty sure.
Josh Whiteskin.
I'm pretty sure. That's what I heard. We'll see.
That's the guy behind MG in Action.
Is that it?
Yeah. Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's legit. Maybe we should have him on the show.
Josh?
Yeah.
That'd be a direct route to Marcelo.
Dan Camarillo. We'll hit him up. So we'll see what's up.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's give Matt a call now. Let's get on this. Let's get this interview popping.
Usually third ring.
Yeah,
scares me.
Well, sometimes it's like 5 on our end and they get 1. Let's leave vulgar message.
Forwarded to an automatic voice message.
We'll call back in a second. I'm sure he's just putting some honey on in his throat, getting his voice ready for radio. It's always nerve-wracking.
We should work on our voice. Like I want a radio voice.
Like a voice coach?
Yeah.
Well, you know what is good is you have the face for radio. So now you just need you just need the voice.
Hello.
Yeah, you know what? I have a couple things on my my bucket list per se. I don't know if it's a real bucket list, but one of them I want to be a ring announcer for an event, like MMA event or a grappling event.
Yeah.
And the other, I actually don't know right now because I kind of blacked out. But yeah, I want to be a ring announcer. So radio would be cool too.
That's pretty cool. Hey, you know what's funny? I just had a flashback. Remember Dave Camarillo when we first interviewed him?
Oh, dude, I know he no-showed, right?
He ditched us, and then at that point, I was like, Dave, I quit, man.
It was actually horrifying because it's the first time it happened, but it was only a couple episodes in, so it's kind of like, is this how it's gonna run?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah. Let's give him a call again. There's nothing like being like that stalker girlfriend.
Yeah. Valentine's Day.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah. So, I was reading a meme for one of those e-cards or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're sad that it's Valentine's Day,
Mm-hmm.
don't be, because you were single the whole year through or whatever.
Yeah, is that one get down in one day? Makes no sense.
True.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry about that. You had to listen to us talk about Valentine's Day. Welcome to BJJ Addict Radio.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if you were listening before, but me and my host here, Jer, we were talking about, we had Dave Camarillo on, who is your instructor, and that's the first time we actually heard about you, and we've been keeping an eye on you ever since. So thank you for coming on. I'm very excited.
Oh, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been crazy here right now. I wasn't listening to earlier. I have a bunch of kids in class right now getting them started. Then I ran out to my car. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
well,
quiet.
It's all good.
Yeah.
How did you get linked up with Dave Camarillo, or actually how did everything start for you to get into jiu-jitsu?
Well, I met Dave through judo, actually. So I did judo at San Jose State, and Dave was kind of on the out there as I was coming in, and he just was ridiculous on the ground. And he kind of made a name for himself back then. I don't know if you guys followed Dave when he was competing in jiu-jitsu a lot on the West Coast scene, but people were like seriously afraid, even in judo, were afraid to fight him on the ground. They would like put fear in people. So I wanted to see what that was all about. So I actually followed him over to AKA and used to take classes from him, but still was mainly in judo. And then basically just switched over. And I have a black belt in judo, but I just switched over to jiu-jitsu full time, and been with them ever since over there. And we started our own gym.
That's unreal. Do you find having a base already in judo made learning the BJJ side a lot easier?
Maybe not a lot. I guess yes and no. So when people do have a strong base in something, I I guess for like the self-defense aspect of jiu-jitsu, it'd be good. But it's like, as you're seeing now with the sport aspect of it, I mean, there's a lot of guard pulling and, you know, all the new school berimbolo and leg drags and stuff like that. You kind of have to change your game. And, I mean, man, when I was competing blue and purple belt, I would throw every single person I went against and then play a lot of top game with them. You know, I would play my guard, but it was more so I wanted to throw that person. I wanted to, you know, pass their guard and submit them. And then when I got my brown belt, I was just, I don't think I threw anybody at brown belt. And I competed a lot at brown, and I was jumping guard on everybody, so I completely changed my game. But it's good because I can do that. That was one of the things I always told my students. And then people were commenting on, like, videos on YouTube of me competing, especially judo people, and they would be kind of mad, like, why aren't you throwing him? Aren't you a judo black belt? Da, 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 da. And the matter of it is, it's like, you know, rules dictate kind of how I'm going to play my game and who I'm facing. So if I, like, waste a lot of energy or time trying to throw the person, you know, it's kind of better to put yourself in your strong game right away. And, like, at brown belt, I was finding that I was just pulling right in my half guard. I have a pretty strong half guard, and I was having a lot of success with it. So I guess it's good when you have the option to go either way.
I agree with that. So how is everyday operations for you, being that you still obviously train and run a school?
It's tough, especially right now, because it's just been growing so fast. I mean, we started this gym in San Jose a little over a year ago, and we're pushing 250 plus students now. And it's just grown so fast in the last few months that I'm playing catch up. But I still get to train every day. I make it a point to. I love training with my students, and especially my kids. My kids team is getting ridiculous. So I'll end up training like through kids, like the intermediate kids class, all the way through the adult classes at night. But it's a tough balance, especially when you're running the business side. But I have a lot of time during the day to do that.
Judging by the numbers of people joining your club or the affiliates, what do you think has made you guys so successful in, you know, operating schools like that?
I think it's our program. There's not very many holes in it, and it's not just, look, these guys are good in jiu-jitsu and judo and stuff like that, but it's the fundamentals of the program are so solid. I mean, if you look at a kid's aspect of it, parents want to see a solid program. And like back in the day, I mean, we could, you know, over at where I used to teach, and, you know, even with judo, it's kind of, when you have a small number of kids, you can kind of just, hey, we're going to do this today. And, you know, you can kind of keep your eye on, you know, who's excelling, who's not, who's going to get promoted, just all in your head. But when you get to a certain number, that doesn't work anymore. You have to have a solid program. And kids have to constantly be rewarded, and the parents have to see constant progression. And I think that's where we come in, where we meet that balance of you know, getting kids and adults rewarded in that sense, but not diluting it down at all. And we always talk about other martial arts. You know, you walk into a restaurant and some kid's wearing 11-year-old wearing a black belt in whatever martial art they're doing. I think like the IBJJF has done a good job at preventing that. But you kind of have that balance, having a solid program. So we have fundamentals curriculums throughout each belt and each class with it's like a rotating schedule that you walk in, you know exactly what you have to do. You know, the program's really strong. They have things that they need to do for each belt that not only, you know, gauge them on a attitude level, so like discipline and attitude, but on a technical level as well. So when you walk in, the parents see, and even the adults, when they come in, they see that it's a strong program. It's not just, oh, hey guys, let's train. And I'm sure you've been to gyms like that where it's like, oh, hey, let's just train today, or this is the move we're going to do today. We're constantly progressing on something. And that's what jiu-jitsu is.
Nice. I was actually watching a video you recently put out. It was actually preventing the berimbolo happening on you. I really enjoyed that video particularly. And I was just wondering, how long does it take you to play around with something until you release it on YouTube? Because you know everyone's either going to love it or talk shit on the YouTube.
Yeah. No, I think, well, before we answer that, I think no matter what you do, people are going to love it or talk, smack about it.
Yeah.
And you kind of don't, with anything, you got to kind of play around with it. Especially other videos, when you're watching a video, play around with it, see how it works. For me, like, especially in that video, that berimbolo is so hard to stop when people have it down. And it works for me because I can kind of time when they go into it. And I was saying, this is not the end all to that. This is what I use to stop it. And I've had pretty good success. I've never done it against one of the Miyagi brothers or anybody like that, but from most 95% of the people that do that on me, I will get that move on them. And it's just like subtle things that, like, you do that, it's a changing of an angle first that turns the move into a totally different position, and then I can counter with it. So it's a subtle things, and you see, like, people that don't have the experience in it, they quickly write it off, and that's when they, I guess you'd call them a hater. I never understood that term until recently. And you can post like a sweet move that like works 100% of the time, yet somebody has a problem with it.
Yeah.
Especially on YouTube. But yeah, I usually put on some things that I've really tested out. I'm actually working on one we're going to release probably, I think, Monday. And I have a lot of things that like I kind of keep to myself. You got to keep some to yourself. But those are the fun ones and people like. And especially I try to stay in with kind of current things that people are doing. Well, I'm always like testing new stuff for my students.
What's a typical week like for you in terms of doing jiu-jitsu training and teaching?
I usually get to the academy around 8:30. I do a lot of things around the academy, get some work done. We have people coming in around 10. We have a class 10:30 to 12. It's either fundamentals or all levels or advanced in the mornings. So I usually teach those. I teach like 95% of the classes. And then I have some other instructors in training. They're going to start picking up some more. But teach that, and then after the 12 o'clock class, usually grab some lunch, do some more work. If there's tournaments coming up, big tournaments, usually we'll have like a competition training. Usually more the upper belts will come in during the middle of the day. Or San Jose is pretty cool. We have a lot of good jiu-jitsu people in the area, and you'll see that a lot of them all train together in the middle of the day. And you usually don't find that other places. I think it's really cool and something unique that we have around here, especially where my gym is located. We have a bunch of academies right here, yet we're all friends. We all realize that there's so many people in jiu-jitsu that are in San Jose that can benefit from jiu-jitsu. That it's kind of like the competition side of it comes, as far as business, kind of gets put on the back burner, and we all are friends. So we usually we'll go and train with each other in the middle of the day, especially when Pan Ams and Worlds and a lot of the bigger tournaments come around. So in the middle of the day, then I get kids coming in at 4. Depending on what day of the week, we'll have a intermediate or judo class. I have a really good judo instructor, Sensei Shintaro Nakano, teaching judo here to our kids. And he's a 8-time Japan national team member, and he's a technical coach at San Jose State Judo, and he helps out with our kids program here. And we'll have kids comp training after that. Our comp kids team is really good, and then directly after that it goes right into 3 adult classes in a row, and usually I get home at like 9 o'clock. So I'm in the gym training and teaching and doing business about 12 hours a day.
By the way, I don't know if you've heard of, I just want to hear your thoughts on this topic. It's been announced, I think, that they're taking wrestling away from the Olympics. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So, my thoughts on that, it's just, I think it's it's so bad. It's just, I think if you guys saw any of my posts earlier today, it's on Facebook or Twitter or something. It's kind of what we would call the wussification of America. And if you guys watch the last Olympics, no offense to swimming and gymnastics. Gymnastics is one of the hardest sports there is. But any primetime event at the Olympics was either gymnastics or swimming. And people are saying, well, no one watches wrestling, that's why we're going to get rid of it. But they scheduled it at like 3 in the morning, judo and wrestling, 3 in the morning. No one's going to stay up and watch that. You know, when I watched it, I watched it online. So I think that's part of the problem as far as viewership. But, man, you can't get rid of Olympic wrestling. It's one of the first sports that was in the Olympics.
It's kind of crazy. And, you know, people are...
It boggles my mind. I didn't even know it was even close to on the chopping block.
Yeah, I never heard anything up until, hey, it's not in no more.
It's like one of those things, when you think of the Olympics, especially Summer Olympics, you think of wrestling. I mean, if you go on Twitter or Facebook right now, almost every post is about this, about the wrestling thing. So I feel like that they'll bring it back. I think something will tell them. But the whole secret ballot thing that they were talking about, take it out, is kind of fishy.
Yeah, I don't know all the details, but I just wake up this morning and Twitter's blowing up with a bunch of Save Olympic Wrestling, and I almost thought it was a joke at first because it sounds kind of impossible that it would even be eliminated.
I know. I had no idea it was even on the chopping block. And you see it. They say it's some secret ballot so they can add golf and other sports. And I don't understand how you can take something so technical and so tough like Olympic wrestling and that level of wrestling and sport and just take it out and keep in. And I'm not trying to, discredit some of these things, but like ribbon twirling and all that stuff. I mean, I understand and handball. I mean, it just like something doesn't make sense to me, and I think they're gonna realize the error of their ways.
How mad would you be if they decided to take judo as well?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they took out all combat sports out of the Olympics, just the way things are going. But I mean, if wrestling, I thought judo would be cut way before wrestling, to be honest.
Yeah, it was quite the shock this morning. The only good thing that could come from this is if they just threw BJJ in out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I don't think that's I wouldn't feel good about that, Olympic wrestling is a huge thing. I would love for BJJ to go in there and have all three,
Yeah, but not one replace the other. I hear you.
Yeah, I think wrestling has too deep a tradition in the Olympics to take it out for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you think this is a setback now that this is happening for, maybe the growth of the grappling arts?
Yeah, even MMA.
Or MMA, yeah.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot more people go straight to MMA.
How about ribbon twirling?
Do you think ribbon twirling will increase in viewership?
No, I think they'll just throw in another 5 swimming events.
Most likely. Moving on from the ribbon talk. Are you competing this year coming up?
Yeah, I'm getting prepared. I'm doing SF Open coming up. It's in 2 weeks, and then getting ready for PANS. and then we'll see after that. So the SF Open, I took second in last year, and yeah, I forgot who I fought in the final. Alessandro Ferrer. I fought him in the finals, and then it was a good tournament. Although last year it was the SF Open in Oakland, but this year it's actually in San Francisco, so it's kind of cool.
Nice. Do you feel any pressure now that you're competing while wearing a black belt, or it's all the same to you?
No, it's all the same to me. I think it is. I like competing at black belt, and it's one of those things that you really see the difference in skill just in black belts. Like, I've had matches at black belt where I just run right through somebody, and then I've had matches that I've just gone like, what just happened? You know?
Yeah.
Where I just got home. And it's just like, because, you know, it's just the last belt, you know, in competition. So, to give an example, the end of last year, I have been dealing with some injuries. I tore a muscle in my back like probably like 6 weeks before Nogi Worlds. I was training with Travis Stevens from the Olympic team for judo, one of my friends, and we were training, and I was just doing like a Darce choke on him, and I tore a muscle in my back somehow. So I was dealing with that, and then I finally get cleared to compete, and I had like a week and a half before Nogi World, so I did it anyway. But my first match was against Lapella from Checkmat, and I went up in weight, and it was just one of those all bad tournaments for me. I mean, he beat me pretty bad, and it was kind of eye-opening because he's really technical. He's really he's a nice guy, but man, he was the strongest guy other than Herschel Walker I've ever battled against.
You just named probably one of the freakiest great athletes ever, Herschel Walker.
Yeah, I was the first person when we were at AKA. I was the first person he even rolled with when he got to AKA. And Crazy Bob at AKA was just like, hey, Matt, take Herschel and kind of just show him to the grappling. He felt like a statue, like a concrete statue. It was insane.
I heard he wakes up and does 5,000 chin-ups and 5,000 push-ups.
Oh, yeah. It's insane. I don't even know how he does it. And he eats one meal a day.
What?
Yeah, he eats one meal a day, and then he does all of that. But he is, like, the most ripped specimen.
I was just going to say, if that's what I got to do, I might do it.
Yeah, I think he's kind of a freak, though. So he's such a nice guy. Such a nice guy, too.
That's crazy. Who are some people that you've actually got to train with that has obviously changed your game for the better? Minusing the Camarillos, because that's a given. I mean, he's so freaking good also. But who are some other people that have just helped you technically?
Okay, so obviously Dave. The second person that helped me and really, really changed my game a lot too was Paul Schreiner. Paul Schreiner, he taught at AKA for about a year before he went to Marcelo to teach for Marcelo. And man, that guy is like, he's a wizard when it comes to knowledge, not just for like techniques that he himself uses, but like he can look at your game and be like, hey, try this out, and it'll fit right into your game. So he really helped me a lot, especially purple belt. A lot of passing. He was probably one of the biggest. Caio Terres, I've been able to have the opportunity to train with him a bunch over the years, especially brown belt, black belt, because he's a San Jose guy. A lot of us train all together. But man, he's just a wizard too. It's insane, that guy. So small. So candy.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey in BJJ from purple to black, and how your jiu-jitsu evolved?
Yeah. So purple is kind of funny. Purple, I was competing some, and I was still at AKA with Dave. I was teaching a lot because Dave was transitioning, opening up another gym in Pleasanton. So I was teaching a lot at AKA. Won a few tournaments, won the U.S. Open, won a bunch of local tournaments, and then I hadn't really gone. I did the pans and stuff like that, but I didn't medal at any of the pans yet. But brown belt is when I really started competing a lot. I mean, I had an injury at purple belt where I tore my meniscus pretty bad and was out for like 6 weeks, but I really think it was like the turning point in my jiu-jitsu is because when I came back, I really had to focus on being super technical because I didn't get it repaired. I didn't ever have surgery on it. So it forced me to become really technical from my bottom game, especially my half guard. And it kind of changed the way I thought about jiu-jitsu. I was very athletic, especially coming from judo, so I could do a lot of fast stuff. I mean, you see Dave back in the day when he's like throwing people and jumping on them and, you know, flying arm locking, and you know, he moves so fast so well. That was kind of the way my game was, and then I had that injury, so I completely had to change it. And it forced me to really break things down technically and systematically. And then once I was good with that, I had got my brown belt, and I started competing, and I think the only tournament I didn't medal at but came close was Worlds at Brown a couple years ago when I fought Ben in the the quarterfinal, Ben Henderson, and it just really changed my game, and it surprised me because I hadn't competed in so long because of my knee. And then when I got into it, things were just like, I don't know, it was so much easier to me. I wasn't getting tired, and it was just an eye opener.
That's strange that you say that. I've heard a couple people talk about layoffs and injuries actually making them better when they came back. It's kind of weird. You think it's counterproductive, but it's pretty unreal.
Yeah, no, it really focused you. And I always recommend people, too, part of, you know, rehab of something is to just drill really light. And so they can keep all the movement there and focus on just the systems of it and the grip fighting of it and the movement of your hips and without having any resistance. You know, it kind of keeps you in the game even though you can't go hard. You know, it kind of keeps you in the game and actually makes you better. And I had firsthand knowledge, especially at purple belt with that. The other thing is, at brown belt, I was pretty much, at that point, like heading up a lot of the jiu-jitsu program at AK. So kind of developed me as an instructor over there because it was like I was there 85% of the time teaching most of the classes because Dave had his gym in Pleasanton, and he was really in charge of all the fight team and the MMA fighters. And so it was kind of a very good opportunity for me to really develop my ability as an instructor. And it really paid off because, I mean, I got all the experience I needed when we opened my own gym down here in San Jose. I mean, you can totally tell the difference. Plus, it made me just even more better athlete for jiu-jitsu. When you have to teach that much, you really, really explore the technique and really, really learn why you're doing it.
Yeah, so would you suggest most people give teaching a tryout at some point when they reach a certain level?
What was that again?
Would you suggest that a lot of people at least try to teach a class here or there in jiu-jitsu?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a personality trait that allows you to do that. And I don't think you have to teach a class, but that's why I think that, you know, the giving back when you are in class, helping the new people in class, helping them like one-on-one, it would be more than enough. Like if you're teaching somebody that's new, or even if you're a purple belt and you see a blue belt doing something a little off, be like, okay, this is how you do it and this is why. It reinforces it in your head. You don't have to teach a whole class. Teaching in class is definitely different. I mean, there's people that are black belts and world champions that, you know, can't teach a class worth anything. So it just takes a different person and different focus.
That's well put. Back to the drilling scenario, but not injured. I just saw a thing with the Mendez brothers, and they say they do drills as fast as they can. So everything seems like a competition, and they don't get tired. What's your take on drilling? Because there's a lot of different theories.
Well, okay, the Mendez brothers are like world champion black belt masters. But if it depends on what level of jiu-jitsu you are. So if you take that ability or that mentality to the white belt level, I mean, people are going to get hurt. Why? Because they don't know how to move correctly yet. And I'm sure you've experienced that. Like, people injure each other and themselves just by lack of knowledge on how to move in certain situations. So we really focus on in our fundamentals, especially our white belt fundamentals classes, we don't have any full-on sparring. So if it's a white belt fundamentals class, the most we go, and it's kind of a mindset we put you in, is call it 50% or 50-50, which is 50% energy. And it's kind of give and take. So you kind of try to limit the ego and be like, okay, it doesn't matter if you get swept. It doesn't matter if you get submitted in this. What you're doing is kind of putting in the technique you just learned into movement with light resistance so that you gain experience with it. And then from there, then you can start increasing it. So more when you get to the purple belts and stuff like that, yeah, you can go into that mindset where you're drilling hard, and that we do that with our advanced classes and our competition team classes and stuff like that. We'll go fast and drill fast, but I mean, lower level belts, I mean, it's kind of dangerous sometimes for people to do that.
I think that's really a good mindset. I think it sets people up also for more of a longevity and enjoying BJJ opposed to maybe getting discouraged.
Yeah.
So one thing I was just wondering, what's the main difference for when you have competition training and your regular class? What are some things you might tweak actually that sets the tone?
There's a lot of emphasis on the strategy for the game. I mean, there's not. If I go look at a competitor list, we got the All-Star, Claudio Fonse's All-Star tournament here this coming weekend in Santa Cruz, actually. So if I look at that competitor list, I bet you 75% of the people on that competitor list do not know the rules at all. Okay, so, and that's not just like the point system. Most of them know the point system, but rules. And knowing those rules in and out without having to think will make you become a way better fighter, and you'll be able to win more matches. And it's a sport, so sport rules is what we will focus on in the competition classes and scenarios that go to it. So, for instance, we do a leg drag, and the guy turns away from us as we do it. We're like quickly shooting to the knee pillow. Quickly shooting to the knee pillow, taking the back, getting in hooks, or like what the progression is. So say we're going like a berimbolo, and we're trying to take the back from it, but if you go to the back, sometimes you can't get the hooks. So what we do is we can go to mount, so that would actually give you more points because you can go to the mount. There's different scenarios, without getting too technical, but different scenarios where you can end up getting more points for the same amount of movement. So it's kind of like how to play the game. Plus we do drills, a lot of repetitions, kind of like judo style, where you have the uchikomis, the fitting in of the throw. You'll see them do like 20 uchikomis and then a throw. So the fitting in of it, we'll do a lot of repetitions, like leg drags. We'll do, I forgot what the drill we call it, but it's like 5 repetitions where we drag the leg per pass, and then we'll do like 20 of the passes. So we'll end up doing like tons of reps of the actual entry into the leg drag, so that it becomes like nothing. So it's just a lot more intense, a lot more focused on the rules of the game.
How important, how important do you incorporate like strength and conditioning programs into your BJJ training?
We do circuits and stuff like that, but we really don't do any like lifting, or if you're gonna do that, you got to do it on your own. So there's plenty of time during the day for them to do that, and like a lot of the top guys will have them do that kind of stuff. But when we're in here, we're doing jiu-jitsu. We might do circuits with like kettlebells and that kind of stuff with jiu-jitsu drills mixed in with it. But as far as the strength and conditioning part, I'll have them go someplace else for it.
Nice. Do you yourself incorporate it when you come close to tournaments, or no?
Me, no. No. I don't know. I'm kind of stubborn when it comes to that. I used to. And
sound like me.
But we used to do, like, especially when we were at AKA, we used to do their Airdyne program. The conditioning, like the cardio stuff we do, but I found it when I was doing a lot of the cardio stuff that they do. I mean, you don't see the MMA fighters at AKA. They don't get tired because they do this certain workout over there. But when I was doing it for jiu-jitsu, I was finding myself just, after doing it, I was getting kind of off-put. I didn't want to train jiu-jitsu after that. It was kind of slowing me down. And I felt that when I just focused on jiu-jitsu and training hard at jiu-jitsu and doing good drills, that I was still getting good enough cardio in, but I was also getting way more technical and way more precise. So I found that worked better for me. It doesn't work like that for everybody, but for me, it worked a lot better.
Respect. I got a question, actually. This is a good one. Have you ever been caught in the move dubbed the chaotic?
Never.
I watched that clip on, like, from the show a ton of times. I still can't nail that move, though, but
that doesn't mean it's never. I've seen it work in real life a ton of times, though, but not on me.
Nice. I was hoping maybe you had a crazy story.
No, it's worked. I swear, I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch of times.
Nice. So for the people that want to get a hold of you, find out more about you, can you just plug some stuff right now so, you know, people listening could actually look you up and find out more and, you know, perhaps train with you one day?
Yeah, so I have my own gym. I'm here 6 days a week in San Jose, right downtown San Jose, 478 West San Carlos Street. We have an awesome marathon roll, we call it, Tuesday nights at 6:30. People come from all over San Francisco, San Jose, all the gyms around here. They come down here to train with us, so everybody trains together. I don't know if you know Dave's saying it's a train with everyone, but it's 5 minutes on, 1 minute off, and it's 12 rounds. So there'll be like 65 people here on Tuesday nights, all training together, and you can check that out. Usually we post pictures on my Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram's Matt Darcy GJJ, or same thing, that's my Twitter as well. And then you can like the Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu, the main page, and you'll see a lot of stuff on there that we do. But especially if you're in the area, come check out Tuesday nights, 6:30. People come from everywhere for it. It's just a really good time. We play a lot of reggae music. You know, people can't beast mode to reggae music. They get actually more technical. So it's just a really fun time. The mats are just packed with good people. So
is that scientifically proven?
What was that?
Is that scientifically proven? With the reggae music?
Oh, yeah, I've proven it to this point. I've seen it.
Nice. That sounds ridiculous, the Tuesday night marathon roll.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we started down here. We've had it for a long time. Back in the day, we used to do it Friday mornings, and we still have it Friday mornings down here, but it's more of like for the people who are actually members of the gym. But Tuesday nights, it's open to anybody, and it's like we get people from judo, San Jose State Judo. We get people from all over the Bay Area coming down for it, and it's just a good time. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves training together. I really think that's one of the keys to jiu-jitsu is just sharing the knowledge. I know there's a few gyms that are just very, very closed-minded. They don't train with other people. They don't let their students train with other people. They don't let their knowledge, or they think that their moves are secret or something. But pretty much the attitude around here is like, you know, share the knowledge and train with everybody. That's what it's all about.
I 100% believe you.
Yeah. So I was just actually wondering before we let go, what are some of your absolute favorite moves that you love hitting in training or in competitions? And actually, I'd like to hear actually maybe something that you struggled with along the way. I don't know about you, but like I've never been the best at half guard passing on top. It's still like a thorn in my side, even though it should be probably easy to most people. So I was just wondering what's one thing you love to do, and then what's one thing that's always been a pain to train.
I love playing half guard. It's the most dynamic position in jiu-jitsu, so it's always interesting to me. There's so many different types of half guards, and they all link together. So I love playing from the bottom, and then adding to like De La Hiva stuff, to your Barambolos, just linking those together. So playing the guard is one of my favorite things, but I also just love smashing people. I just love smashing on top too. So I kind of play the thing where I earn the right to smash, so I'll sweep and then get on top and smash. One thing that's tough that I've worked on, let's see.
Everything just comes easy to you, doesn't it? No, that's not true. That's not true.
I think maybe for me is, honestly, it's like, because I really focus a lot on my kids' team. And seeing them recently just dominating. I think stepping away from myself is just like showing them these moves and then watching them get it. At first it's kind of tough, but then all of a sudden you start seeing them hit it in competition, and then they start taking medals. That was the craziest thing for me, because, this gym, we've had it open for about a year, and then now our kids are winning Pan championships, and it's just going good. The business stuff too is all clicking now. That was tough. Jiu-jitsu it's fun to learn, so it's never tough for me. If it's tough, I just keep doing it because it's fun.
Nice.
But
What do you want to?
The work stuff, that's the tough stuff.
What do you want to be remembered for in jiu-jitsu?
I guess the more I come up through the belt and open my own gym, it's just changing people's lives. I mean, for myself, jiu-jitsu more so than judo or anything else, wrestling, it like changed what, where I was going in life for the better. And it wasn't on a bad path or anything, but like I kind of got focused in it, and it really put me on a good path to become successful. And I see it every day with my students, and then the students in Pleasanton, and just, looking on Facebook and, looking at the Mendez Brothers Academy and their success with helping all those kids out. It really puts kids on a good path. So if I can really, change a bunch of kids' lives with something as fun as jiu-jitsu, then that's what I'd rather be remembered for. So
nice. I respect that a lot.
Oos.
I was just wondering before we let you go, what is the best advice you ever received in regards to BJJ?
What's the key to jiu-jitsu? It's don't miss practice.
Nice.
That's the best. So that comes from actually Dave Camarillo's dad, and it was actually turned what's the key to judo? It's don't miss practice.
Yeah.
Turn that to jiu-jitsu, and it's so true. I have kids that are here like maybe twice a week, and I have kids that are here every single day, and then once their class is over and the adults class starts, they're on the other mat, and they're drilling for another hour and a half. And you can see the difference. And they're the kids that are winning the Pan tournaments. They're the kids that are medaling. They're the kids that are filling up my medal wall because they want to be here, and they don't miss practice ever. So that's the key.
I think that's great advice. I might steal that, and then I'm the type of person that don't tell people who told me, and I just pretend like I invented some real fly stuff. All right, Matt, we're going to let you go now, but thank you very much for taking time out of your busy, hectic schedule and talking with us. We really do appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Good luck with the competitions coming up.
All right, but you guys have a good time training too.
All right. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
So, thank you. So, everyone listening, next week, February 19th, we have Andy Roberts on, who is a Roger Gracie black belt from England, and Samir Chantre, who was like one of the first people we tried to get on the show like
a year ago.
Yeah, so it's finally worked, and he's nice enough to take some time out and do the show. He's actually flying in from Brazil that day. Like, he lands, drives from the freaking airport, gets home, and then we're like giving him a call, like, "Hey, what's up, man?" So
in case you don't know how big we are.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. I basically made him fly home from Brazil. He's like, "Can I call you from Brazil?" I said, "No, man, fly home."
I don't want to call you.
Yeah, fine, we're done with you. No, but so next week, a nice, cool double episode. We're going to put this out very soon, about an hour and a bit after, probably, or not even. This will be up on YouTube, and the next day or so it'll be downloaded on iTunes. So go ahead, share it with people. Help spread jiu-jitsu. And thanks, guys. Remember, no one sent some pics yet. I'm kind of let down.
Yeah, you guys
gotta get that hang tight. Come on, let's get a movement going.
Literally all of you on Facebook. That way you can't see my amazing statuses. So,
yeah, that's it.
Start sending them, man.
All right, guys, last little plug before we let this all wrap up. Fight Fans Radio, type that into any multimedia. We're talking Twitter, iTunes. That's same for Facebook. Same with BJJ Addict and BJJ Addict Radio. All our stuff's almost around the same names. You'll pop up. I have the same logo for every single thing we have on multimedia. And please subscribe to our channels and follow us and like our stuff. And, let's all help jiu-jitsu grow. That's what I'm on right now. I'm on that spreading the word, man.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. That's a wrap. And tune in next week.
Hang tight, dudes.
Hang tight.